ladies and gents, this is Linda Faychick777 and I'm coming back at you today with part 2 of the texturing and layering process. In the first video I showed you how to texture with gesso, and I showed you how to mix paint with sand to get our really thick texture. So let me move my sign out of the way so we can get going on to the second process. Now I need to mix some more paint, so if you didn't see the first video, because this that I had my first batch of paint in, I had left the lid half off and it was all dried up. But the other texture that I have, and I have not used over in a week, perfectly good, perfectly safe. I don't think that those little Ziploc cheap bowls are going to work because it needs something with a nice, tight fitting lid. Now, let me show you from the first video where I mixed paint with sand. This is the black I mixed. That's how thick it is. That is not pouring out, okay? It's not even moving. That's how thick that paint is, okay? So if you don't have a good lid or a good container, it's just going to dry right out. Here is where we textured with that paint, okay? This is glass. What I had done is I had roughened the glass with sandpaper first, then I painted just a little gesso over it, and then I textured with the paint over the top of that. I tried it on the inside with where I hadn't sanded the glass first, and the gesso was just rubbing right back off. So by sanding the glass first, okay, it stuck. Here's the bird cage I used the texture on. All right. Turned out really well. I know it's going to look really grungy, but this person I'm swapping with, she likes a nice grungy look. And of course I'll make it look kind of romantic, but I think that's going to look really cool. Okay, so there's that process. This is the little sample we did texturing with gesso in the first video. See just that fine, minute texture? That is really nice, really soft as compared to this real chunky texture. There we go. Real fine, minute, and really chunky. Okay, so let's move on to a card we are going to make. Let me get my iPad on and get the picture going here. Now, a lot of times when I am doing a project and I look at it so long, I can't really tell if something looks that good to me if I've been staring at it a while. So a couple of things I do before I go to put a picture together, I am like Miss Liberty 25. I take a picture of what I have put together, because once I take it all off the board and start adhering it, I forget what goes where. But also what that picture does is it allows me to get a different view, because we're staring at it with our eyes, and if we walk away, take a picture of it, walk away for a minute and look at it through the view of a camera, I don't know why, but you just get a whole different vantage point and you can see, hey, I really need to change this area up. It's just a different way to look at your project to decide whether you really like it or it's gonna look good on camera or on a picture, okay? So we're going to make a card. Now I have pre-done some things. This is black cardstock and it's 5 by 11 tall, okay? I have already distress the edges with our little Tim Holtz distressor, okay? And I've already sewn the edges because you guys don't want to hear me sewing on a video, okay? And I grabbed papers I had sitting out from my last project, Ladies Diary paper. I had this sitting out, again, distress the edges and sewn it. When I am layering and I am distressing my edges and sewing them, I sew, which is a question you guys had, all the pieces individually. So here's my one layer. Here is another layer. I also had Romance Diary paper out, just from my last project from the piece by piece. These papers were still sitting out. Another layer, you can see it better this way, already sewn and the edges distressed. I've got a lot of layers going on. This is how much I layer, okay? You can see each piece is sewn. Now, I will often, after each piece is sewn, I don't always sew like you can see it on this side. I know this edge is going to be covered. I'm not going to take the time to sew it, okay? I often will sew 2 and 3 pieces together just so it doesn't kind of bubble up, you know what I mean? So it keeps all the layers flat All right, see all these layers we've got going on? All these little things are fussy cut. This is from the engraver line. Engraver line, forgot to say that. The romance novel and the Lady's Diary, graphic 45. Fussy cut some images. Okay, let's put it together. First thing I want to do is I've distressed it, I've sewn it, I want to ink all my edges, and I'm using the Ingrid Balm, you know, black, oh, you can see it, right? The black Kohl, the chalk ink, okay? I love this chalk ink because it just dries really super fast. And especially when you're working with a black. I have Tim Holtz inks. I like them, don't get me wrong. But I think when you start out with a certain, like I started out with the little cat's eye color box chalk ink. When you start out with a certain ink and you're used to holding it a certain way, you're used to a certain quality of it. You know, I don't often pull out my Tim Holtz inks, I'm sorry to say, because I'm used to the sponge and I'm used to holding it like this. The Tim Holtz, the best way to use it, it's a beautiful ink, but you've got to have the blending tool, and I don't want, you know, 20,000 tools, you know, trying to do my project with. I just hold and go. That's how quick, and I don't have to sit and keep tapping my ink. It's already in one piece, so, nothing against it. I do use it every now and then, but I mostly pull out this chalk ink because it's way quicker to use. Okay, so now everything is all inked up. Let me find my lid hidden under all my layers. Okay, let me shake that off, get that going, because we have got some texturing and everything else to do, okay? So my base is ready. I'm going to start with the bottom sheet, okay, and looking at my photo, the bottom sheet is first. Now this one, I'm not going to sew this on because I don't want a bunch of, and I may cover this on the inside, but if I don't want, you know, 2 and 3 sewn lines, you know what I'm saying, on this part of my cardstock. If I didn't care and I covered it, I wouldn't care if I sewed everything to the base, is what I'm trying to say. So let's start gluing our project together. If I'm using a wet glue, I like the Beacon 3-in-1. Okay, there we go. So let's get this first layer on, because our next layer is going to be some laces I have cut out. Okay, oops, someone's talking to me. You may hear a beep every now and then. Those of you lovely ladies that are commenting on my videos, or, you know, Facebook or whatever. Since I have my iPad on my photo, you might hear the beeping going on. So I apologize. Thank you for all your lovely comments. I am really bad, ladies. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at replying back right away. I smile and love all your comments, and it may take a week to 2 weeks before I get back and comment on everything. I'm just a busy little gal. But I love y'all, and I love your comments, so please don't let that deter you from commenting, okay? I will get back to you, I swear, I promise. I don't swear, I promise. Well, every now and then if I'm mad. No. My thing turned off here, so let me turn it back around. Okay, so I've got a couple of, see, it's bonging again. I've got a couple of beautiful laces here I'm going to use on this card. This is from the piece, no, actually, I take that back. This is from Annie, Miss Garden Grove 1. This is her beautiful lace I ordered from her shop. And then this one is from the Piece by Piece, okay? Hey Annie, hey Beverly. So first off, I want to get this on the side here. I like my laces to hang off, okay? So we're going to start our layering process. So the first one is this. I'm just going to hot glue it. Ooh, I got to find my little glue tool. One moment, please. All right. I need my little glue gun helper to get this little puppy on here. Here it is. Got it. Oh, can't be without that, especially when you're hot gluing down laces. Okay, this one. Jules, hey Jules, she gifted me this lovely little glue gun helper and I use it all the time on my laces. So let's, I know, ugly glue gun, we all have it. Let's glue down our first, I just stuck the stick in here, so gotta hold it down for a minute. Let's glue down our first lace. First layer, am I in view? Good. I love this because I can pat it down nice with it and won't burn my fingers. first layer down there. And all this gets covered up because I know this is a sheer lace and the glue likes to stick through it, but it all gets covered up with the 50,000 layers that I put on my cards. Okay, so yeah, see that yucky glue mess there? It's okay, it will get covered. Okay, so next layer. Okay, next layer we got going on. Glue gun away for a minute. Oopsie. All right, so our next layer, I've got my little note to self card, and I've got my little bingo card here from the engraver line I cut apart. So let's see how I had this. I'm going to look at my photo here for just a minute. I believe I had this on first and then came across with this lace. Yes, that's how I did it, and then I started layering. Okay, so next layer. Again, I am going to glue this piece on first. I hope this is helping you, gals. There's not much to teach about layering. It's just, you know, fussy cutting out all the images you like. Different paper lines, I don't mind mixing them up if all the colors and tones go together well. I'm just going to kind of lay it right in. And let me bring my camera in a little closer so you gals can kind of see. There's not a lot to, you know, you just layer till it looks pretty, okay? And I did kind of mist everything. I like this Mr. Huey's Color Mist Shine. It's just from my local scrapbook store. I like that one. Okay, and then back to this lace. I want to layer that over the top. Okay, let me come around with that right about here. And we'll start our lace layering over the top. And again, I like it to kind of hang off. This one I'm not too worried about burning my fingers because it's pretty well that little satin ribbon in the center will keep me from burning my fingers. Almost there. Okay. There. See how covered up all our yucky glue messes? Oh, I forgot I did my camera forward. Okay. So now on to the next layer. Now when I'm messing with little pieces like this, I will often sew this to a layer in front of it so that it's all, you know, one unit and kept together. Okay, that's easier for me to do. So, yep, got my sewing machine over here. Let me find my thread here. Of course that is. One moment, please. Sorry, 20 million things just fell off the shelf. Okay, grabbing my thread here. Actually, you know what? For the sake of this video, forget it. I don't want you guys to hear me sewing. I will often take and sew this to this piece just because to make it lay a little flatter. But we will go ahead and just glue for the sake of this video. It's not a big deal. But that's how the main thing is, a lot of questions you guys asked is yes, sew all my individual pieces. And sometimes I will bundle together and sew 2 or 3 pieces together just to hold it flatter onto the project. Not a big deal. You don't have to. You can glue it just like I did here. Okay? Alright, let's move on to the next thing. My iPad keeps liking to turn off on me. Alright, so we've got, this is my next layer, note to self, so let's glue that down. Now often what I'll do is I will like glue this to this, okay, and then whatever my next layer is, this would probably be it. I would glue like I would just set and glue it all in one unit so that I can glue that whole unit down, okay? That's what I would normally do. But like we said, for the sake of this video, you don't have to hear the sewing machine. We're just going to glue piece by piece. This glue holds perfectly fine. I'm going to go back out while I'm doing this part. I know that I want this over a little bit more. Okay, I know that this is the next layer, my little romance novel paper, because I want to be able to finish this card for you. And I want my note to self to show. Actually, I want to bring that up a little bit. That's why I like working with wet glue when I'm doing papers. I want that note to self to show a little bit, so I can move it up. Okay. And then I'm going to tuck this right in as well. Actually, I need to tuck this under the paper I just put down. Since it's such a long piece, I'm going to tuck it under. Peel that off, tuck that under. There we go. Want my little guy to show. I like my little guy. A little bit more glue back on this one. There we are. There's my little guy showing. I just like all my little layers. Okay, now let's get this next little ensemble together. Okay, memories right up here. See, a lot of times the paper gets covered up. That romance novel paper I just did, can you really see it? No, but it adds to the dimension and the texture. Okay? Okay, and then I've got this cute little postcard from Lady's Diary. Put that down on next. As I said, I will often go through and sew all these little pieces together. Right up in here. Okay, this is a teeny tiny little layer. I actually want this layer underneath the little memories, so I'm going to plop that right in here. You barely see it, but you still see the little guy. See my layering going on? See, there's no rhyme or reason. Okay. Now, I got this little cute image I fussy cut because it was a real pretty canceled stamp look, and I'm going to put it right over that other little stamp on that Lady's Diary card. See all the little things you can think of? How's it looking? Are we looking all right? Kind of cute, huh? Okay, and then this is indeed a perfect day. We're all crafting together, right? So it's a perfect day. Okay. I'm going to kind of put that right here. Raise that up. Okay, now we got all our layers together coming up nicely. Look at all those layers. We've got 1, 2, 3, this is kind of a layer, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers, 9 layers of paper here. But see how why it might be kind of hard to tell in here why I kind of like to sew them together, because it just keeps it a little more flatter. So normally, yes, I would sew 2 or 3 of my layers together and then glue that whole, you know, trio down, and it just keeps everything, all these, you know, 20 million layers together. Okay, now I've got some embellishments I want to use. Beautiful little metal photo corner I got from, I will put the link down below, show you guys this too. I have gotten these, let me bring out, I'm going to just show you real quick. This is from Butterbee Scraps. It is from her site, from Zibbit, I believe. Look at these, look how big these are. Look at these beautiful metal embellishments. That one I just showed you. See? You get, here's a silver. I went and spent, I think, like $12. And that was including shipping. You get 8 to a pack. They're all really big, huge. There's, like, look at this little one. She's got tons, charms, all metal embellishments, all different colors. 8 to a pack, runs about $1.25 to $1.40 maybe a pack of 8 of each of those. Yeah, I'll put her link down below for you guys. I mean, these are beautiful. Beautiful. And then with her shipping, Anna, hey Anna, Aphalis, she showed these and I went running right over and yeah, grabbed up some. Yeah, like I said, I think I spent about $12. She sent them right over. Okay, so metal embellishments, the glue I like to use for my metals, Loctite. I am going to put that on there. It dries clear. So I'm going to get this on in the corner because I want it to kind of be stuck down. I'm going to put that right in that corner. I know, it's starting to look pretty, huh? Put that right in that corner. And I am actually going to add, here it is. I want to add just a little, I'm going to add just a little clamp on it so it'll dry up pretty quick. And let's add our other embellishments. Okay, this one here, look how big that is in the palm of my hand. I kid you not. I think the most I paid for a set of 8 of these was $1.40. She's got charms. She's got all those little photo corners. I mean, $1.20 for you know, a set of 8 of the photo corners, I think. Yeah, crazy, crazy. She's got new ones since I ordered just a couple weeks ago. I will be going back in to get more. So let's get this on. I want to put this over here because I want to bring the look of metal here back over to here. Okay. And again, with this glue, I like to just clamp it down for just a minute or two. I'm going to use my bigger clamp. Isn't our card looking great, huh? No laughing at me. Okay, so let's let that sit for a minute. Now, I've got a little butterfly I fussy cut out. Huh? This is from the Colorbach Victorian Parlor line, I believe. So I wanted to add him kind of over in this little corner to give it a little something something. So we're going to hot glue this little guy on. Right over here in the corner, right above our little guy, just to give it even more dimension. Okay. Okay, and I've got a wooden clock. This is from Saw Crafter Zibbet Store. Love these! And I pre-made a little charm ensemble that I want to hang. Okay, I've got a little bead landing. All these are bead landing, a little ruler and domino and a little key. Little bead landing. And then I've got some flowers. This is a fabric flower. And these 2 flowers are from Saw Crafter Store. And I've crackle accented them, all ready to go. They're all nice and hard as a rock. So let's get those on. First off, what I want to do, and I think I want to take off 3 links, is I want to get this chain onto my clock. So let's get that going here. Gotta hurry because I want to show you the texturing process. Okay. That onto my clock. There we go. Grab my other little piece over here. All the fun when you're working live, right? Okay, so I've got those little charms hanging from my clock. Now I'm going to get my clock on. And I'm going to use some of my Loctite glue. I'm going to put some here right on off camera, and then I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to kind of hold it down while this Loctite glue sits. Okay. Okay, got my Loctite. Let me get my clamps off. Excellent. All right, and let's get some hot glue on here. Let's get my clock right over here in the corner. Get that on there. It's looking good. It's going to look good when we're done. What do we got? 11 minutes left. If I hurry, I think we can do it. All right, now we're going to hot glue our flowers on. Again, I've got my little, and when I put the crackle accents on, I was wanting to rush, so I heat set it so you can actually kind of see the bubble effect that the heat setting gave it. So, First thing I'm gonna do, actually, before I put the flower on, is this little hand I fussy cut. I want my hand to kind of be pointing, there we go, at my little perfect day sign like that, okay? So I'm gonna kind of hot glue this little guy in the center. Kind of right on the clock. Ooh, hot glue is hot through that paper. So see, I've got my little hand pointing at a perfect day, just to give it some more dimension. We needed lots of dimension on here, right? And then we're gonna start adding, I'm hot gluing off to the side over here. We're gonna start adding our flowers. And we're gonna kind of cover up our little raw edges. Owie. Just a little hot glue burn there. No bigs, used to it. Okay, got our flower going on there. We're gonna add our other little flower. This one is, I love this variegated black and white one from Saw Crafter's Exhibit Store. I am a frequent buyer. We're gonna kind of smoosh it up in and off to the side a little bit, holding it, smooshing it up in onto the clock and that, and then we're going to use this other one that's mostly black and kind of gray toned variegated flower. And also, yes, it looks flat because I smushed it before I put the crackle accents on. I love to do that. You can really see it on this. See how it's all smushed, the flower? I love doing that. I just love it. It gives a sense of vintagey look. Okay. Now, get this right where I can still see the hand, but still see the flowers. It's a very smushed look of flowers, but I like it. Look at that. See how it's all smushed on there? Awesome, right? Okay, what are we down to? 8 minutes. Boy, it's going to be a hard sell, but we're going to do it. All right, let's run a little texturing. I'm going to use my other texture. Since it's ready to go. This is a white texture paint. If you need to see my first video, please do so. I took paint, put sand in it, and I've got texture, okay? First thing we are going to do is I have got my stencil that I got from Kathy's store. It looks like this. It's the new Prima stencil. I'm going to use the little dots. Okay, see the micro dots? And I'm actually going to take and stencil in a few areas on here. I'm going to use my modeling paste and my little spatula. Got 7 minutes and we're going to make it. Because I don't want a lot. I don't need a lot on here. We're just going to take in a few areas of stencil. I just want to add even yet some more dimension. Okay. I love it because it gives it, after I get that piece off there, a cute little micro dot. Look at that. Okay, and I'm going to do it again right down in this corner. One more time. Okay. There we go. There is our stencil paste. We are actually almost done. Okay, so I've got some dots down here and some dots up in here. Okay, I'm going to use my, since it's modeling paste, and these are really tiny micro dots. I'm going to heat set it. I'm heat setting it over here. It will heat set very quickly since the modeling paste is very thin, because it's not a big texture to be working with, so it'll just dry really quickly. Okay. All right. Let's give it a little bit more go here. And then what we're going to do is, now I'm going to show you how I use the texture paint. It's the paint mixed with sand once again, in case you missed it. How I texture on my projects. Okay, and this is going to show you the snowy white texture that I love as a finishing touch to this. We've got 5 minutes. We're doing great because we're on the last little step. I'm sorry if this was a long video for you. Feel free to, you know, at this point in the game, 25 minutes in, fast forward if you like. Oh, I've so got to find me an editing program. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, those are nice and dry. Okay, we've got my texture. This is our card so far. I think that looks great, huh? You can see all the different layers we've put on it. Let's do our texture. Now, when I texture and I use this sand paint, I like to use one of these little sponge brushes because it doesn't give a thick texture. This is going to give us our powder-like whispery softness, okay? And I literally just dump it in the paint. First off, I'm going to show you, and I get just, when I do my flowers, I like it kind of goopy. Can you see that? Okay, and I literally come onto the flowers and I just texture it on. Okay, see what that did? And even onto my metals, I would do it on there. I'll do it on this little key. See the softness it's doing? I would do it on this metal. Look at the softness that gives. Yeah, I'm even going to do it on my lace because that's going to look at the softness right onto that lace. I love what that paint does. It's amazing the softness it gives. And then I am just going to start going around the card, texturing where I want. Okay, texturing all over. Now, we're going to watch that stencil we did just pop right out because you can see the little dots. It's cute, right? We're going to watch it pop out right here. Look how that just popped out. See how much more of an effect it gave it? And I would do it right on the metal. See? Right on that metal. Anywhere I can think to kind of add something. Just giving it a little bit of a touch. Maybe right on the butterfly. Soften it up a bit. Okay. Soften it right up. And if you get it too thick in a spot, just kind of fix it a little bit. I'm going to even come around right on top. See, I'm kind of getting the wood of the clock right on top in there. Right down in there, getting it all. A little bit onto that perfect day. And we have just now finished our card. Do you guys like it? We're done with it. So you've learned layering, texturing, stenciling. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask or message me. Tell me what you think of our card project, huh? Thanks for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.